What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. I want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. You also know I'm a Weeble preferred influencer. Best promotion they have right now in the pen comment. All you have to do, go set up an account. They're going to give you free stock. If you deposit even $1, they're going to give you more free stock. And you know what? We got a little bit of background information today regarding Maximum Football. And I want to start by saying, I know people are going to be concerned about why these motion captures are done outside. Well, they're using a suit called the SXENS. They're well versed in it. Said they've been using it for about a year. And there are some benefits to being outside. Number one, kind of freedom of movement, a little bit more natural. And you also don't have any restrictions as far as height is concerned. Players are concerned. So there are a bit of benefits to recording outside, even if I understand to some, it doesn't look as professional as you might want it to be. However, what we learned is, number one, they are working on gang tackles. But number two, they're already putting animations for hopping over down players, dropping the ball after the play ends, punt and kick return catches, which is where the height comes in. So you can imagine if you're trying to record an animation and you're in a room that's even got a larger ceiling, it's hard to field a punt, but outside you don't have the restriction of being able to field a punted ball. Fair catches goes into the same equation. Field goal, kickoffs, onside kicks, diving catches, idle stances, jogging and transitions. But to me, I think what was most telling is when they asked about the variance in recording, Micah responded, "We've recorded a good amount of variation. However, hopping over players while running, jogging, strafing, recording hops at multiple heights, they will automatically be triggered in the game when appropriate. So the user will not need to press any buttons." Now, the reason this is important is if you go back all the way to Madden 25, in Madden 25, the move to next gen, one of the things they tried to promote was, and I don't mean Madden 25 like in 2 years, I mean like the original Madden 25, the 25th anniversary, which will probably be the same game as Madden 25. They'll just repackage it and see if anyone notices. But the reality is, one of the real big pushes they made that year was Field Sense. And they actually built upon Field Sense. And Field Sense core was players understanding where they were, programming logic for them to scan the field, and that's where a lot of the conversation points come from when we talk about, oh, the player's going to scan the field so many times. So to know that already, Maximum Football is taking steps to, no pun intended, have players automatically clear themselves. Because when you're running and there's a player that falls in front of you, the last thing you really should have to do is engage a hop to go over them. The player should naturally move and not trip. I understand with hurdles, those can be timed, but generally movement up the field in most games outside of even simulation sports, players will clear themselves on obstacles. They'll go up steps, they'll move around things. They won't just get to, let's say, a roadblock, if you will, and stop or trip and fall. Now, I know in Madden, we're used to kind of seeing sometimes tripping animations, and sometimes we see players running into each other, but it's a very good thing, programming-wise, but more importantly, animation-wise, to already be working to get these type of movements in the game, because ultimately what it comes down to is fluid-looking gameplay, realistic-looking movement, and a game that is going to replicate the sport better because you as the user aren't doing anything. Your player is naturally slowing down to go over an object, and then likewise, you're going to have the natural progression of pursuit angles, tackles, all of these things. It is a rather big step for a game so new, even if there is a base behind it, to be working on details like this that generally, when we go back and we talk about EA, I mean, they were 25 years into development before they started to promote this, and here you have Maximum Football, just based on where we are from a sandbox standpoint with these engines, already saying, listen, not only do we have this in the game, not only do we have variations, but we're refining it to make sure we get exactly what we want. And whether that's recorded outside, inside, in a Wendy's kitchen, I don't care. As long as it's in the game, that's all that matters, and hopefully that's what we're getting. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching this video. You know I will be back in the week with more coming.